Micro SaaS businesses are niche software products. They almost always have one very specific audience they're targeting, one specific feature, and they can be money printing machines. Best of all, they could be the best way to get your feet wet in the SaaS industry if you're looking to start a SaaS business. Here's a big question though. What makes for a successful micro SaaS product? How do you actually develop your idea for a micro SaaS product, and how do you actually take it to market? In this episode, I'm going to walk you through 6 key micro SaaS ideas that I personally have developed based on my 20-year experience in the SaaS industry, based on me running multiple SaaS companies. And by the end of this episode, once you watch through these 6 ideas, it is my intention, it is my hope that you are inspired by one of these ideas and you run with it, or it inspires you to develop your own micro SaaS idea based on the framework that I follow to develop these. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this channel, if you're part of this community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. Now, if you are a regular viewer, you may be wondering, TK, it looks kind of different. The background's different, all this stuff. My mom called me today. She watches all of my videos and smashes the like button just for support, because that's what moms do. And she said, you know, your background looks the same every single time. You should move around a little bit. You should film it somewhere else. So here I am filming from a different location. So if you enjoy this view, put it in the comments below, that way I can hear from you. And also, hi mom, thanks for the advice. Now, I've been in the SaaS industry for nearly 20 years now. I've built multiple SaaS companies, I've exited them. Right now, I operate 3 SaaS companies, and one of them is actually a micro SaaS product. Based on everything that I know, based on the hundreds of founders that I've coached in building their own SaaS companies, I'm gonna walk you through my golden framework for a successful micro SaaS product, and then 6 key ideas that I've got from micro SaaS products that hopefully you will either be inspired by and actually run with, or it will actually inspire your own. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button, run along with my mom, just for the YouTube algorithm, and let's dig right into it. First of all, my golden formula. My golden formula for an unstoppable micro SaaS is you need 1 ICP. That means you're solving a problem, an urgent and important problem, for 1 ideal customer profile, meaning it's 1 very specific target audience. It's also got 1 feature. This does not need to be a complicated SaaS product. It does 1 thing really, really well, and it has to be 10x differentiated in the market, meaning the way that you actually solve this problem, this 1 feature for this 1 ideal customer profile, is 10 times better than anything else in the market. That's the bar. You hit that bar, and it is a high bar to hit, then you are going to be successful in building your micro SaaS business. That's at least from my experience. So with that out of the way, let's actually now develop some of these ideas. I've got 6 ideas for you, and I'm gonna take them one at a time for you. So idea number 1 is to actually build a note-taking app for a very specific ICP. The 10 times differentiation that I have for this idea is not only does it allow a very specific ICP to take notes, but as you are taking notes, you plug it into an AI model so you can actually derive summaries and insights based on all the notes that they are taking. So this could be a note-taking app for law students. This could be a note-taking app for medical students. It could be a note-taking app for engineers or for product managers, you name it. For any ICP, you can create a note-taking app, which in itself is not that differentiated. However, if you can couple in AI so that those notes can actually form an opinion and give that person back insights and patterns on what they're taking notes on, that would be really, really powerful. The second SaaS idea that I have is to actually build a data dashboard for a very specific ICP. Here's the thing, there is a lot of data out there that's publicly available on websites. The problem is people have to go out there and search for that data and understand that data. If you focus in on a very specific audience that is accessing public data and trying to make sense of it, and you can actually give it to them in a very clean interface, plus you actually analyze the change that's happening in that public data on a weekly basis and give them alerts based on AI, that could be a very powerful micro SaaS idea. Now again, you can see the formula. So go back to our formula. It's 1 specific ICP, 1 specific feature, and a 10x differentiation. So when you apply to even this idea, you can see that you're going for a very specific ICP, a data dashboard, not just for anyone, but for a very specific type of publicly accessible data. You're not just giving a product that productizes that data and helps them sort it or filter it, but you're also monitoring changes in that data and summarizing it and bubbling it up for them in terms of AI alerts. That's your 10x differentiation. If you're starting to see the power of how just this core framework of one ICP, one feature, and a 10x differentiation can be applied in so many different ways, can I just get a yes in the comments below? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves you when you do that. Also, you don't have to go anywhere yet. There's way more ideas, so let's keep going. Idea number 3 is to actually summarize and draw insights for specific documents. So let's just say you take a specific ICP. Let's just take product managers. Product managers create PRDs, product development documents, or they may have requirements documents, or they may have user stories. Well, one of the tools that you can do is you can build a tool that says, hey, just upload your product documents into my app. And when you upload it, I will use AI and my custom prompts to analyze that data. I will give you summaries, I'll give you insights, and I'll actually teach you how to tweak that document based on everything that I know. This idea of taking everyday documents that your specific ICP is dealing with and actually funneling it through an AI model to give them insights on a consistent basis could be an incredibly powerful micro SaaS product. Idea number 4 is to build an AI co-pilot for a very specific ICP. If you are a developer, you're probably already aware of GitHub Copilot. This is something that actually works alongside you, looks at your code, and helps you write more code. Lately, if you're really on Twitter, you've probably seen Cursor, which is an application that writes entire applications for you using AI, also become really popular and start to compete with GitHub Copilot. This idea of a copilot, something that sits alongside you and helps you do your work better, is going to be available for almost every job out there. And that is your opportunity. It doesn't have to be as sophisticated as GitHub Copilot, but you can create an AI copilot that takes in emails or documents or even their calendar and feeds it into an AI model and offers tweaks, helps them iterate, or even auto-completes parts of it. And that simple copilot could be a 10 times better tool than anything else that they're doing in the market right now. Why? The reason is when you target a very specific ideal customer, you understand that customer. Let's just say you target product managers. You would understand product managers really well. And that way you can program the AI prompts to really understand these different kind of documents and help them do their job better. That's the power in this. Idea number 5 is to build an AI content curation for a very specific ideal customer profile. Think about it. You may do this as well. You're watching this video on how to build a micro SaaS business. Chances are you're scouring social media, you're looking at news, you're searching for content that's specific to a topic you really care about. In this case, it might be building a micro SaaS business. Well, a lot of people out there are doing the same. They're scouring Twitter, they're scouring LinkedIn. They're interested in certain topics and they're filtering in their minds. A lot of the times, they're not even able to keep up with all the content that's out there. So if you were to create a micro SaaS application for a very specific ICP, let's just say for real estate agents that work in Dallas, if you target them specifically, well, you can say, hey, look, we'll go out there and scour all the social content for you, all the news sites for you, all the blogs for you. We'll curate it using our AI engine, and we'll send you an email every single week with everything that you need to know. Now, I use this example specifically for real estate agents, but you could replace that for engineers, product managers, you name it, any type of title, this could be really, really relevant for. The key here, again, going back to our golden blueprint, is to target one ICP, one feature, and have a 10x differentiation. One of the reasons so many of my ideas are AI enabled is because AI today is one of the easiest ways to offer a 10x differentiation. You can take any old micro SaaS application that's out there and think about how do I reimagine this with AI and offer it to your ideal customers, and that in itself would give you a 10x differentiation. If you're starting to see the power in all this, you're starting to see how the framework feeds into these same ideas. If you're almost getting inspired and you're like, oh my God, I really want to do one of these ideas, or you're developing your own, can I just get another yes in the comments below if you haven't already? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. Also, for those of you that are running with one of your ideas, the next step in this process is to validate the idea. You chose a certain ICP, you have a thesis on the 10x differentiation. The last thing you should do is start building. I meet so many founders and pre-founders that have spent months building a product on nights and weekends or on the side or even after raising money, only to realize that by the time they turned on sales and marketing, that by the time they started talking to users, no one wanted the product. So one of the key things you should do is before you write a line of code, you should validate your thesis. If you're in that stage, you should grab a copy, it's completely free, of my 10-point SaaS business checklist. The 10-point SaaS business checklist includes 10 questions that you should ask yourself before you write a line of code. It's 10 questions that will teach you how to validate your idea. So as you fill in the blanks in one of these ideas, or you're already inspired by one of the ideas, you should validate it first. You don't have to go anywhere right now because I have one more idea for you, which I'm really, really excited about. I hope someone does this. So before you go anywhere, let's go into that one. Number 6, idea number 6. Don't go anywhere yet, you gotta watch this one. So this one is probably the most complex idea I have. The other ones are relatively easier to build. You should create a micro SaaS that does order forms for ICP. Order forms exist in every B2B business and B2C business. Order forms are different for every single vertical. You could take a coaching business, a consulting business, an agency. You could take a gym business. You could take, oh my God, a software business. Every single business has a different form of order forms. And in that point of the sale, before a sale is made, sales reps are sending over order forms and proposals. Well, it's completely broken and it's a complete mess. Maybe you send a DocuSign or a landing page, it's all over the place. What if you created a micro SaaS that creates really high converting order forms for a very specific segment of the market? The order form could include the proposal, it could include the contract, it could even include add-ons and upsells, it could even include an easy way to pay and sign. That would be a really cool micro SaaS. One of the things that I struggle with even across our businesses that has salespeople is sending over order forms and getting people to sign and making sure that process is as seamless as possible. So this could be an incredible micro SaaS idea for multiple verticals that you go into. One of the coolest parts about micro SaaS businesses is they can start very small. They can generate money for you on the side without a lot of effort, but also they could grow into traditional SaaS businesses. When I started my last company, Kader, really, I just wanted to build a micro SaaS business. But the idea, I got lucky on that one. The idea was so huge, it caught fire so much, it turned into a full-blown SaaS business. I ended up raising venture capital. We scaled it to 100,000 users, and then we exited it to a market leader. Your micro SaaS business could be the beginnings of something huge. Just because it starts small doesn't mean it couldn't become huge. On the other hand, one of the micro SaaS products I run today is never going to be a venture-backed business. It doesn't need to be, but it runs on its own. It brings on new trials and converts into revenue, and it just runs. And recently, we started to put a little bit more marketing behind it to start to grow it without a lot of effort, which is really, really powerful. So this is the power of micro SaaS businesses and why they make for a great way to get your feet wet when you're starting a SaaS business. So let's recap the framework first. The framework for a successful micro SaaS business is one ICP, one feature, and a 10x differentiation. The ideas I went through real quick. You can build a note-taking app plus AI for a specific ICP. You could build a data dashboard for a specific ICP with AI alerts on the changes that are happening to that data on a weekly basis. You could build AI summaries and insights for documents for a very specific ICP that they're working on. You could build an AI copilot for a very specific ICP. You could build an AI content curation app for a very specific ICP. Or you could build an order form app for a very specific type of business. Maybe it's a construction business, who knows? That's the ideas that I had for you today. Now, if you're in this stage where you're like, TK, I think I have an idea, don't write a line of code. I'm an engineer. I love opening up a new repo. It's fast. It's easier than ever before to start a new project. I get it. But here's the thing. What you don't want to do is waste months building the wrong product. I've been there. This is why I created my 10-point SaaS business checklist. These are 10 questions that I ask myself or any other founder that's approaching me with an idea to actually validate that thesis so that you don't waste months building the wrong product. So if you want to grab a copy of that, just go to tkkader.com/SaaS-checklist. tkkader.com/SaaS-checklist. It's completely free. It's one of my best assets. I give it to founders whenever they approach me with ideas, and it can save you months from building the wrong product. It'll actually teach you how to validate your idea. If you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. Also, I drop an episode like this every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon, and you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. Also, if you have a fellow founder that you want to start a company with, if you have a team member, if you're part of a Slack group or a WhatsApp group of indie hackers, please share this video with them. It would just mean the world to me. I want to help as many SaaS founders, pre-founders, SaaS companies as possible. So please share this with them. Also, lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you inside of the 10-point SaaS business checklist or on the next episode, whichever comes first. Take care, everybody. Alexa, set home 2 to 80 degrees. Okay, hopefully that'll make that thing stop moving. All right, I think I got that right, right? Yeah.